Hey everybody, Ryan McCaffrey with IGN here. Now, I reviewed Rainbow Six Siege, a multiplayer game I very much liked, despite the fact that it's mostly multiplayer only, but that doesn't mean it's not awesome. Now, James Duggan, one of our ace video producers, sir, you have been playing yourself a ton of Rainbow Six Siege, and I need you to tell our audience who the very best operators to unlock are, because, of course, everything has to be unlocked. So where are we spending our Rainbow Six bucks?
Well, it's a really good question, Ryan, because this game just kind of throws you into it in terms of its currency and unlocks and what's an operator and do I even need one?
Yeah.
The answer is yes, you do need an operator, and the best operators to unlock, in my opinion, for defense, Castle and Rook, and for attack, Thermite and Fuse. I see these characters in almost every game.
I'm probably one of those people because Rook is one of my go-tos on defense because I can drop that armor bag for everybody, and Thermite for cutting through walls on offense.
Yeah, Thermite is fantastic. Now, what he has is a Thermite charge. This differs from a standard breach charge because he can break through reinforced walls and hatches, which, by the way, every defender gets 2 of.
True.
Thermite just gives your team an additional angle to attack that it is sorely lacking otherwise, and then on the opposite side of that, Castle can reinforce windows and doors, which normally are just going to be wood barricades that are basically
Easily
paper
be
in this game.
through, yeah.
Right. And then Fuse kind of just gets it all. He gets a shield, he gets a very solid AK as a primary weapon, or if you want, you can use an LMG, though I question the efficiency of it. And in addition to all of that stuff, the main selling point for Fuse is the cluster charge launcher, which kind of drills a hole in a wall or even armored surface and spams the whole area with grenades. Now, word of warning on this, it can destroy hostages, so if you don't know where exactly the hostage is, be careful, because I've seen it happen before. Now, this is not to say that the other operators are bad, or even worse than those operators.
Right.
Operators that I've seen to some popularity. Kapkan is in almost every game, and he is the guy who lays the laser booby traps. Sometimes they get you, but not really if you know what you're doing.
They're super effective against the dumb AI in Terrorist Hunt, but yeah, they're not as effective against actual human beings. You gotta really know how and where to hide them well in order for them to be effective.
And what's interesting about Kapkan is he plays best as a roamer, so he's almost kind of not conducive to the team dynamic in a sense.
Right.
The time that I find Kapkan's traps doing the most work is when you're just out roaming and you put them where nobody's going to expect them.
Yeah.
Like nowhere near the objective. Another great operator, but this is a little bit more advanced, still very good use of your points, is Mute. And Mute is an interesting character because he puts down disruptors that can affect electronics, but most importantly, affect drones. And this is the only thing, since barricades don't stop drones, razor wire only slows drones, Mute's electronic disruption tool is the only thing that can stop the attacking force from figuring out where exactly the objective is.
Totally with you on that, because there's nothing more frustrating for me when I play the game as to when I'm trying to scout using my drone and then just run into the interference and can't see or do anything. So, strong call on that one.
But let's talk about the main ones that I think you should be unlocking. Castle's a great example, but let's talk about Thermite. Thermite, besides his Thermite charge, also gets a grenade.
Yeah.
You actually go through all these tutorial missions and you have grenades at your disposal and stun grenades at your disposal, and then you go into multiplayer and you're stuck with smoke grenades or razor wire and you're like, I feel like I'm sorely lacking tools. So when you're looking at what operator to unlock, there's more to it than just their kind of main attraction. And I guess the biggest main attraction is Tachanka with his totally useless turret.
Yeah,
even though
I can't even, I don't understand.
Yeah. I think that's like, he's like new player money spending bait, in my opinion.
I'm not sure I've ever even seen Tachanka kill anyone ever.
So I
just
played a game to record some B-roll for this, and I got 3 kills, none of which were with the turret. The turret is extremely accurate, obviously does a ton of damage, and I've seen 1 or 2 kills, but you're immobile.
Yeah.
And in this kind of game where you pretty much die in 1 shot, so it's like the smallest of guns will get you very far in this game. So I would avoid the ones that I decided to purchase first ended up actually being some of the most situationally oriented and probably the least generally applicable.
Right.
And those were IQ was the first one I unlocked. Terrible mistake. She has this little like iPad on her wrist that allows her to see through walls and see electronics, which can be cool because it'll tell you where the enemy is around, but it won't tell you enemy position.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Doc is another one that I went for early because the idea of resurrecting myself seemed really good on paper.
Doc, you're dead. You're dead by the time before Doc's even useful.
Exactly. I've used the the revive gun on teammates a total of 0 times, and on myself successfully maybe once or twice, and then I immediately die as soon as I stand back up.
Yeah.
So, again, just to reiterate, Rook, Castle, and then on offense, Fuse,
Thermite.
And Thermite, thank you, yes. So that is what I think. And I have played, I don't know, maybe 30 or so hours. But I've really gotten into this game. Like you said at the beginning, it is very multiplayer focused in the same vein as Evolve or Titanfall, where it's kind of a little bit, it miffs you a little bit for a $60 purchase. However, the core gameplay is such that I am really enjoying myself, and I really enjoy the situations that it allows me to get in and interact with other players in very interesting ways.
Yeah, and all the maps are going to be free. DLC maps are going to be free, so there will be more, and it will not necessarily cost you anything. So, plenty more fun Rainbow Six Siege times to be had. And for more on all things Rainbow Six as they happen, keep it tuned right here to IGN.